connection was garbage.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Triple T podcast for knife makers. My name is Jared from Echo Blades, and you are not going to have Mr. Terrell this week because he's hanging out in Jamaica, being a loser. So, anyways, but what I do have is an amazing guest host for you. You guys may know him from such reels as Yo, and also Yo, and maybe another one, Yo, Mr. Brent Smith from Baldman Knife and Tool. What's up, Brent?
Hi, how are you doing, Jared?
Denis, is that you?
Yo, what's up, buddy?
How are you, man?
I'm doing good. Second time around. I think Denis sabotaged us earlier. He was doing something.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Zencaster related, and he kicked us off. I'm gonna blame my internet connection on him.
Yeah, I think he threw a red stripe across the Caribbean Sea and knocked you in Yeah, that was a bummer, man. We had the greatest podcast beginning ever, and no one will ever hear it. That's sad.
This is just a tribute.
That's right. This is a tribute. You gotta believe it. Oh, that's great. See, that's why you're my dude. Well, anyways, on the second time around, what we were doing was give me a little rundown. I'm sure everybody knows there's only 4 or 5 people that listen to this podcast, but maybe those other people, because I think you're one of them, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely one of them. So you're down a listener, up a co-host. I'm Brent, Baldman Knife and Tool. I make knives. I try to focus on doing production stuff, so I don't dick around in my garage and forge out steel and make pattern Damascus like some of us do. Jared, this guy, I can't believe it. I just made my own steel. So yeah, that's what I do. And I have a few models that I make, and I try to crank them out, and that's it. I don't know what more to say other than that. So we were talking earlier about sticking with that production theme. I did just release last week. It came out, was the Boker Knives Thicker Clipper, which is the production version made by Boker of my thicker clipper. So super excited about that. Got that coming out. That's on my website right now. It's on Boker's website. And your favorite online knife retailer will have them soon. And if they don't, go hit them up. Tell them to order them. And you'll be able to grab those. They're like $50, so you can't go wrong with that.
Dude, congrats on that. That's huge. Like,
thank you.
We've been doing this thing for a while here, and being kind of on the other side of it, knowing that it was going to happen, and how big of a deal it was for me. I could only imagine how it is for you, dude. It's been amazing to watch that transpire for you, and it's even just it's cool that I can go and forward the link from what's that damn place we used to buy knives from? I'm drawing a
Blade HQ.
Now. Yeah, Blade HQ. Like, hey, go buy my buddy's knife.
Yeah,
that's awesime. It's a super flex.
It's super cool being able to go on there and see that they're coming soon, on Blade HQ and that kind of stuff. And just to be able to have that happen, be able to take one of my designs and again, have it mass produced so it's accessible to everyone. When we talk about knives, once you get so far into knife collecting and knife making and then a knife world, to spend $200 or $300 on a knife is not out of the ordinary. It doesn't happen every day for every one of us, but it's not something that we look at and go, oh my goodness, this is a $200 knife. I don't know if it's worth that. When you're in the knife world, that's just kind of normal. And $200 for a handmade knife, you're like, yeah, that's on the low end. But to be able to have a $50 knife is so accessible to so many people, and that's the that's my goal, is have my knives as accessible as possible to as many people as possible. And so I couldn't be happier to have that.
Yeah, that's cool. I remember saving up to make my first $50 knife purchase, and what a big deal that was many
Yeah.
moons ago. Well, not many moons ago, but a while back. And yeah, it's super cool, dude. I'm beyond excited for you, to say the
Yeah.
least, dude. So
Thanks,
if you
man. I
haven't already
appreciate
got
it.
one, I'm gonna save up for one now, though. But so if they sell out, put one aside for me, please.
Yeah, you got it.
Times are hard. I can't.
I got it. It's right here.
Thank you.
It's got your name on it. J
Yeah, there we go.
J Rad.
You better not have a custom orange scales.
Oh, that's the modified. That is the custom version of the production version.
Oh, thanks. You can get Hunter Orange or Brown Micarta.
Yeah, so they all are in brown burlap micarta, stonewash blade, D2 steel. They stick with, they really did a really good job of sticking to what I sent them as a prototype and what my customs are. So there's a few things that are a little different with the handmades, a little more detail in the grind and in the heat treat, and I obviously use a different steel on those. Um, but they did keep that hollow grind on the main. That was really important to me on the main bevel because those are a
Nice.
1/4 inch thick. So you got to try to keep them as thin as possible. So that hollow grind, we were able to continue that, and then the flat grind on the tip, just all the same styling, and just it's a super functional knife, and I love it. I love it absolutely, beyond the moon with how well they turned out.
Very cool. Very cool. Um, yeah. So
So let's get into it.
this show, we don't really do like interviewing things. We just do the boring stuff, like talk about what you've been into this week. So I'm curious, since we normally talk pretty regularly here. I didn't want to talk to you this week, so I don't have any idea what's going on. What's it like in your world now?
Same stuff, just trying to keep up with work. I also work at Housemaid, that.
Hmm.
Some of you may not, but housemaid.us. So we bring grinders and knife making tools and blacksmithing tools, hammers, and we do a lot of scoops right now. We're heavy in scoops and pans and spatulas, and giving guys kits to be able to make. So that's really my primary. That's my 9 to 5, and then I do the knives on the nights and weekends, and a little bit at the shop whenever we have some downtime. But yeah, so just keeping up with all that is a chore. Keeping up with all the work.
Nice, nice. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
I did. It was quite the blowout.
I need to let everybody know that this was the most enjoyable afternoon of football that I've had all year. Watching Mahomo get his stomped, it was absolutely the highlight of my day. I could care less about the two teams in there, but I definitely just needed to see those guys lose, and that was great.
Well, I'm happy for you that you got to see that and you got to be excited in somebody's demise.
Yeah,
I was torn, right? Because my in-laws are huge Eagles fans. My wife's whole side of the family, and so I typically like to poke at them and root for whoever.
go to the other side.
Yeah, they're not rooting just to get them stirred up. However, I will say I was definitely rooting for the Eagles this go around.
Yeah, you can't win
Yeah,
too much, otherwise everybody hates you. That's the way it goes.
that's right.
So yeah, it was a bad day for Patrick Mahomes and Drake. I don't know if you saw that halftime show, but that was some good stuff.
He got quite the roasting.
Yeah, I know probably most of the other four people are like, I don't like that shit, but that was good stuff.
It was
So
awesome. So what's been going on with you, man?
Man, it's just the same old, same old. I'm stuck in like Groundhog's Day right now, just really overwhelmed with the day job. Got some new opportunities and having to travel a little bit more. So I actually just got back from Washington again. Went up there on Wednesday night and was up there for a couple days. Um, and did my normal thing. It's cold up there. Like you understand. You're not from the from the cold, but it was uncomfortable for me. And I know everybody's gonna, give me the shit about, that's not cold, but it was like low 30s and it was cold enough. And I didn't rent a car, so I was like Ubering and walking around and you know, you just get like from being outside walking, I got some it was cold. It's fucking cold. It ain't California. That's what I'll
Yeah.
say. But I got some huge news. I put I think I did a story or something like that, but I lost the most Canadian vest in the whole world on my last trip up there at the beginning of January of in the TSA check-in. And I contacted them and I got it back. So
Congratulations on getting the whitest puffer vest in the world back.
it's so great. It's so great. So I got to rock that all the whole time I was out there. And I did, full disclosure, went back to Voodoo Donuts and I got the cock and balls.
Tell us how was the cock and balls?
It was glorious. It was
Was
absolutely glorious. So look, I
tell
go into
us
the
tell
I
us all
go
about the delivery, Jared.
yes, I'm gonna do it right now. So I go up in there and I walk in and I'm like, you know, there's like two construction type people behind me, and they're, older, bigger guys, and I can't imagine that they're not, if you're local there and you've done it, they probably know about it. But I walk up there and I'm like, yeah, can I get a cock and balls? I just
Oh my goodness,
I just
dude.
lose it, right? The guy goes, "Oh yeah, hold on, get it." And I got some other donuts for the rest of the people and stuff like that. But he comes to me and he grabs it and he says, "All right, I put the cock on top because it's lighter." And then he's like, "But make sure when you grab the cock out of out of the box, you got to scoop it like this.
You got to cradle
You
cradle
got
the
to cradle it
balls.
from the balls because it's front heavy and it may crack on you." And it's got Balerian or some kind of cream in it too, dude.
Oh, it's got cream. It's got
I
cream.
was I was I was just like I started laughing so hard, and the dude goes, "I know, I'm sorry." And then he turns around to the person that's making the dough. He's like, "We need more cocks." I was like, "Yes." So I was all kinds of not uncomfortable,
Oh
hoping
my
everybody else
goodness.
was. But I did go because I'm trying to like I'm meeting newer people. So I ate the cock in private. I didn't tell anybody over there. So it was kind of
That's what most dignified men do is they eat the
that's
cock in
right.
private.
That's right. So, and
Uh,
Dennis, I promise, buddy, if you were here in town, I would have brought you back a cock and balls, but you weren't here, so
oh my goodness, man. That
it was,
I can only imagine being working in that store. That's got to get old, but also like
you can't.
it's just part of the job. How can that be
the
the part of your job?
the ease in which he was explaining to me how I have to cradle it up from under like it's like a pitch.
Oh
It's
my
probably like
goodness.
day one of training there at Voodoo Donuts, but yeah, that was funny. I had a couple people reaching out. Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? And I was like, not yet. I got it on the very last day I was there. So,
Oh man, that's awesome. I
but
love
yeah,
that.
and then I did my normal run around every freaking gas station trying to re up on Copenhagen and Zen.
How
So
did that go? How did that go for you? Oh my goodness.
I got a bunch of Zen. They didn't have much Copenhagen mint, so that was a bummer, but
Wow.
I got that.
So I guess I'm going to
Um,
be getting a text. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, maybe. But oh shit, I don't know. We're getting a special visit from Mr. Coy Baker this weekend. I think he's
Uh-oh.
coming. Yeah, he comes on Saturday. So he hit me up and I think he's gonna bring me some. So
What a nice
that's
guy.
he's so super sweet, you know. Not only does he make the best Damascus in all of the land, right? Not only does he do that, all of the patterns, if you're not into, making your own steel like this guy, or my co-host, you can
Listen,
go to
if you're a
Baker.
production guy like me, you go to Koi for the steel. That's where you go. I ain't,
Absolutely.
I ain't
I've
got
seen
time for
some of
that.
some of your yeah, some of those thicker clipper
Yep.
Baker Forge and Tool uh, they were badass, dude.
Yeah, I got another Tanto that I'm gonna start working on soon, and I got a couple mini albatross that those
Ooh.
are gonna be hitting soon. Those are the mini albatrosses are gonna be in the Nitro V stainless core.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
so looking forward to those.
Nice, yeah. But if you're into it, make sure you go check out bakerforgeandtool.com. Download the app. If you use the app, you get early access to all of the drops one day before all those lames that use just the website. And I think you can also they also make the best etchant in the world, which this is true story here. No matter you can fact check me all you want, but when I was down there visiting Brent last year, he took me into the Everglades, and I milked a gator and sent the fresh batch of gator piss down to Koi. So there still may be some, but it's probably limited now. But you can go get yourself some gator piss. That's also available at Maritime Knife Supply. And this week, drop, which always, there may be a little bit left, but was the champion of the 2024 Steel Showdown, Riptide Ripple, is back with a 100 layer Damascus cladding, dazzling copper and black shim, and a Damascus core. That's the drop for this week. And when you do go load up that cart on either the app or the website, make sure you enter the discount code triple T10. That's TTT10 for 10% off your next purchase.
Nice. Get some.
Get it done. Yeah. But I'm super stoked to hang out with Koi and watch what those freaking Damascus nerds are going to get into, because, you know, that's definitely going to be one of those trips where or visits where they're going to be talking a lot, and I'll just be like, "What do you guys need? What tool can I get? You want
What
me
are
to cut
you
this?
doing?
Yeah, you want to grind this? What do you want me to do, guys? Huh? So,
Uh,
but
No,
it's gonna be cool, man.
that's gonna be awesome, man. Because just getting when you guys came down for the foundry and Coy was down, and just man, that's awesome to be able to watch him work, and he truly knows how to work the steel, and a lot of people don't. You don't really realize that. You think he's running Baker Forge, but man, he started Baker Forge, and it is proof when you watch him work some steel. The man knows what
Yep.
he's doing. So it's awesome. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait. I got a golf tournament though on Saturday too, which is going to
Goodness
be
freaking
great.
golf. You gotta ditch this golf, Jared.
Can't.
Yeah. It's
It's not
taking too much
happening.
of your time.
Yeah, one weekend a month.
Yeah. Too much.
Yeah,
Too much of the time.
it's the business. It's what I enjoy. Getting even more frustrated at myself for not being able to hit the ball. But yeah, hopefully it doesn't rain and we actually get to play.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I'm stoked about that. What else I got? The rats, dude. I'm
So yeah,
being
give us a rat update, because I saw the freaking rat hanging out of that rat trap that you had. Oh my goodness, that thing is a monster. You
it was
still
a
have
monster.
them?
Yeah, we've got two more.
Oh my goodness, dude.
I'm it's been a couple days now, but what I realize is that they're not in my shop. They come into my shop. So I have a small gap under my side garage door, and I put like a little draft stop thing behind it that just
Yeah.
before I was being invaded. But
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
fuckers, they chewed through that and flatten themselves out, and they get in,
Ugh.
and so they like every other couple days they might want to come back, but now they're getting snapped. So
Oh my
we're
goodness.
like professionals, but I haven't seen them in a while, so hopefully they're gone now. But yeah, it's gross. It's gross. And then apparently I had somebody reach out, and I'm sorry, dude, if you're listening, I can't remember off the top of my head. Somebody was saying like you can dip like cotton balls or something else in like peppermint oil,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
I've heard that.
I never heard that before. You're like the second or third person that said, "Oh yeah, I've heard that." But yeah, apparently they can't stand peppermint. So I haven't quite got to that yet because they're digging the peanut butter that they get their head stuck in that trap. But
You're just leaving them good food and they're all about it.
yeah, it's great.
Oh man, that's the worst. That is the worst thing, having rodents in your shop.
Yeah, and I'm hearing it's everywhere, and I'm not trying to just say, because it's like shameful almost, like, you're like, "Oh, I got rats." People are like, "Oh, you fucking dirty bastard." But apparently, like, all throughout in the couple cities that are around, they're out and about right now for some reason. So, but yeah, the fight continues, but,
Well, keep
we're
fighting the good fight, Jared.
thank you, man. Thank you. I don't I don't I don't necessarily
So you've had
love this
rats
fight.
and you've been dealing with rats in the shop. You what else have you been doing in the shop?
This weekend I forced myself. I don't know what was happening Saturday, but Sunday, I think I went out there for a little bit on Sunday, but Sunday I went out and I had a pretty productive day. So it's a joke, talk to you all about it, but the whole Jareding thing, and I don't know why I do this to myself, but I'm at a stage right now where every build that I've taken as far as I can procrastinate on finishing another has led me to the point where all I have is a metric fuck ton of hand sanding to do. So that's what I did. I got busy. I got the Sex Machine 5000 out and let that
Mm,
thing eat, and did a bunch of that, and then just some regular hand sanding and stuff. But made some good progress on about 3 things. So
good.
I'm uh, I'm stoked. I promised Dennis I would finish one knife or get ready to do the finish up the hidden tang so I can work on the guard fit up and bolster and all that crap. So
So you're gonna finish that up, get that to where you can do the guard and the bolster, and he can walk you through that. Is that the idea?
yeah,
All
because that's
right.
for whatever reason, man. Like hidden tang. Have you ever done one?
I've done one, and yeah, it's one of those things for me. Probably sounds like for you, where if you haven't done it, you're kind of lost, like on the height and like where you actually do you center it, do you off center it, all that stuff.
Yeah, I feel really stupid very quickly when I talk to Dennis about that. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get pumped. I want to do a hidden tune. He's like, well, you gonna do a European or a Western or I'm like, I don't know, like, because you're saying you got to center it or not, and but I don't for most things that have, I'll just say like a guard fit up's probably um the most technical thing, I guess, for knife making that anyways that I've done. Like I was able to do full tang knives by YouTube instruction and a handful of interactions with other people, but that came easy to me. The hidden tang stuff though, no matter how many fucking videos I watch, like that's something I know that I got to just be with somebody to kind of
Mhm.
just walk me through the process more than one time for sure.
Yeah,
um
yeah, I can see that.
because it's like the smallest thing you can do will, fuck you up and put
Yeah,
you in a spot that you're not good at. So, but
yeah. Well, cool, man.
yeah,
So
that's
I want to. Can we go back to the rats for a second?
sure.
So the rats. I'm curious.
Mhm.
Have they eaten any of your blades?
Yeah, they took this, because I make my own steel. So you guys don't know. Like years ago, I'm
Years.
talking to.
Get out of
Oh,
here! Not
this has to be
years.
years ago. It has to be years
No,
ago. This
no,
was.
no.
This wasn't last
No.
week, dude.
This
Keep it.
no, this was a years. Get out of here.
It had to be a couple years ago. I'm talking to Brent about something, and I go, oh, yeah. So because when I make my own steel, he's like, oh fuck yeah,
Dude,
what a
yeah.
flex
Just
here, buddy.
drop it in a casual conversation. Yeah, so because I make my own steel, and I think your nose, like you pointed your nose straight up in the air.
The fuck out of here. I pointed my nose up at this guy.
Meh. You grab your Grey Poupon. To make my
Oh,
own steel.
that's funny. That's funny.
So,
But
in case
yeah,
you didn't
he
know,
he
Jared
ate the
makes his
collab
own
knife.
steel. He ate the collab
Yes,
knife.
he did.
I've been wondering where this collab knife is. I thought, it took me a while to get it ground out, get it heat treated, do all that. And so I was like, man, Jared's chomping at the bit to get this thing done. And I got it back to you months and months ago, probably like 3 years ago. And, and I have not heard a peep about this collab knife at
No,
all. So
it's
I
you
figure
know
the
what stage
the
it's at.
rats had to have taken off with it.
You know where what stage it's ready for?
What stage is it ready for?
Hand sanding. Because you didn't hand sand it, you bastard.
You said you profile it, you heat treat it, you do this, and then I'll hand sand it and put the handle on it. It sounds like
Yeah, I
a pretty
did.
easy job to me.
Yeah, I did. But there's like 5 or 6 other ones out there that I gotta do that. So,
Yeah, well, all right.
yeah, I know. I I cruise back this pile of, it's like 5 or 6 of them that are just sitting there in that really lame stage, so.
I
But yes,
bet if you gave up golf, you'd be done with them.
it's probably. I'm not gonna there's a better chance of it, but oh, that's
Listen, here's the deal. Dennis gets his balls busted all the time, so it's happening now. We're busting Jared's balls.
yeah. It's good. It's good for the soul. Just ask Dennis.
His soul is well cared for.
Yeah, yeah. His spirit is cleansed. I mean, maybe that's why he ran away to Jamaica to get
That's great.
Oh man. But
Well, anything
yeah.
else been going on in the shop?
Yeah. I actually got to use a bunch of stuff that I ordered from our good friend Lawrence Lake at Maritime Knife Supply. I put a big order in for the Boxing Day sale and I got it and I ended up leaving on vacation.
Mhm.
And so I opened all that stuff up and I got busy. Man, that guy has everything. In this package right now, I got a lot of steel. I got some gloves, I got some handle material. I got these what I figured out my wheelhouse is for ear protection is not over the ear ones. Those are super uncomfortable and sweaty. I
Mhm.
have a set of like just regular like AirPod earbuds, but they end up falling out and um or I put them in my pocket and forget to put them back in. So I got these ISO tune ones that kind of are on a cord. They're still Bluetooth,
Mhm.
all that crap, but they hang around your neck and they got a little magnet things on the back, so they'll snap. So like I don't lose them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm stoked about those. So I got to use those. Um, I got another
Awesome.
headlamp. I got a bunch of stuff, but
Nice.
point is, if you're looking to get some stuff for knife making, make sure you go check out Lawrence Lake at Maritime Knife Supply. They got everything you need from steel, abrasives, tools, drill bits, heat treating ovens, gator piss. They also have the one of our other sponsors, Two Bastards Hammer, the Vaquero edition fat peen. He'll pre-cut your steel. He's got whatever you need for all your knife making needs. So make sure you go check out Maritime Knife Supply and tell them the boys at Triple T sent you.
Nice. Yeah, I got a shipment from Lawrence this past week. I ordered some steel. I got a big bar of 80 CRV2. That came in, as well as I needed to re up on sandpaper. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah, I was running low on a few grits. And so Lawrence actually sells, like, you can get Endasa's the paper I use whenever I do hand sanding, which is
Hmm.
very infrequent. But whenever
I
I
was going to say
do,
you must have been out before you sent that knife.
oh yeah, I was super out. Um, so he sells those. You can either buy like the large packs of them. What is it, like a pack of 50 or something that they come in,
I think so.
or he sells them individual. So I was able to go in and pick up, 10, 15 of a grit at a time. So I just stocked up on some of the grits that I
Oh,
was low on.
individual.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. It was great. So got a whole bunch of sandpaper, got my restock on Endasa, and I got some new blade steel, and I got I don't know if you've seen it, but he has these foundry gloves. I
Yeah,
think he
I
had
got
them.
three. I got some of those.
Dude, I used those at Maker Camp. He brought some, and I
Same.
used them, and they're freaking great, and they're dirt cheap. So I went and bought a couple pairs of them, and they're great.
I love them. I love them. I used them last weekend when I was forging my railroad spike butter knife that I
Yep.
fucked up with. But yeah, speaking of, uh, he sent me a picture of a new hat that he got, and I think he immortalized our forging session at Maker's Camp because it says "shit show" on the top.
Yeah, he definitely managed the shit show between the two of us.
Yeah, he
Um,
did.
Speaking of
He
projects that haven't been finished, I still have that thicker clipper that I forged out. I've ground a little bit out of it to clean it up a little bit, and it is sitting in the shop right now. Still haven't done a whole lot with it, but I'm
nice.
excited to because it'll be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I got some awesome news after lots of debate and going back and forth. It looks like I am going to end up at Blade Show, Texas, at the
This is great
beginning of next
news.
month. Yeah, Lawrence kind of twisted my arm and talked me into going. So um, I I'm stoked, dude. I've always wanted to go to that. That's the only Blade Show that I haven't been to. And it the nail on the coffin is Denis won't be there. So I'm stoked for that. But
so, you,
apparently,
so you
yeah,
grabbed a look-alike.
it's so apparently I have a type because I'm going with another tall white Canadian. I don't even think you have to distinguish that, but yeah. Uh
Oh no,
his
it's
his
part of the
brother
type.
from another mother there. Yeah. It's yeah, that's my type. So I only
That's
travel
great.
with Canadian knife makers. But yeah,
Uh,
I'm stoked for that. I mean, it's actually I was so on the fence of, going back and forth, but now I'm like now I'm getting excited. That's like the next thing ahead to look for. So
awesome.
everybody that's going to be there, reach out to me, let me know, make sure we get together and say hi and hang out and go do all things Texan while
Yeah,
we're
it
there.
sounds like a blast, man. I got to get out there one year.
Have you ever been?
Nope.
Yeah, so Atlanta's the only one that you've been to then.
Yeah, Atlanta's the only one I've been to.
Yeah, I
So,
think we were talking about trying to go to West.
yeah, I was going to try to go to Texas this year, and it just isn't going to work out. So,
Hmm.
I was just going to go and spectate and walk around and hang out, meet friends, and do that deal.
Hmm. All
But yeah, I'm
right.
excited for you, man. Sounds like fun. Looking forward to hearing how it goes.
Yeah, me too. I'm super stumped. I mean, stumped, pumped. So, did you get busy this week? Did you get any knives done?
So this last week, I did zero knives until this weekend. All week, I spent cleaning the shop, organizing the shop, and generally trying to blow off knives. So that was fun. I was like, I so here's what happened. Even though I like doing production stuff, it still wears on you every once in a while. And just like any normal work would, where even if you enjoy your work, every once in a while you're just like, man, I don't want to touch any of this. So I had 12 cicadas sitting on my bench for like probably 3 or 4 weeks. Handles glued up, handles shaped,
Oh,
everything ready for me to just grind bevels. The
oh, that's right.
cicadas, I do the bevel grinding with the handles on.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's right.
s- so, and that's just on the cicadas that I do that with. So I literally had 12 of them laying on my bench for a month now and just kept putting them off and doing other stuff. And so those were sitting there. I also had a knife for that was a custom-ish commission. It was one of my Albatross XL, the big ones, with a custom handle that was actually Steve Kalb. He wanted me to make one for a guy that he works with. Um, so I had that I needed to get done. So I got that done, and then I ground out 8 of the cicada bevels this weekend. So got those ground out, made sheaths for them, and then laser etched all the maker's marks, got all that done, sharpened them. So those are all done, and I am super excited to have those. I just have 4 more to grind out, but got a good chunk of those done this weekend. So that was good.
You gotta get chunking those done.
Well, I mean, I
What
don't
are you
make my
in?
own steel, so this
I
guy.
think I think it's a trip. I was like, you got the handles going. I forgot that you do that process backwards.
Yeah, on those it just works way easier for the finishing for me. I had seen, I don't know, I'd seen somebody else do it a while back and thought it was really weird. And the way I do those, I just worked it out that that seems to work the best for me on those. I don't do it on any of the other knives, just the cicadas. Most other knives are bolt up handles, so it makes it a little easier. So I guess I do finish the handles before I do bevel grinding on most of the knives anyway. I just am able to unbolt the handles and do all
Oh
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
cleanup work. So yeah, for these, I wanted to. I tried it and it worked. So yeah, I'm super happy with the way those come out.
Yeah, it's cool. That's a great name too.
It is. Thank you, Jared. I'll take the bait. Let's reel that one in. Jeez, gosh, this guy. Screw it. See, I
I don't
wonder
know what
who
you're
did,
talking. What are you talking
wonder
about?
who did, wonder who did that name.
I named that knife. That's what that's about. Okay.
You did. Jared named that knife.
Uh,
Actually, let me rephrase it. If I named it what you wanted to, it would be name it that noisy bug you guys have down there in Florida.
that is
so,
a factual statement that actually happened. That noisy, scary thing that was freaking me out when we were walking through the
so,
Koreshan State Park.
so that's the official name. Is that noisy bug that freaked Jared out knife?
That's right. I'll never forget. I was walking, and it was Coy and I think, were just kind of ahead of the group, and I was like, just like, man. So how do you, just starting to get to know Coy, and all of a sudden there's like, bzz, bzz, bzz. I was like, what in the fuck is that? He's like, it's a cicada, dude. I'm like, hold me closer. Oh man, that's
So
funny.
yes, Jared named the cicada. Thank you, Jared. I owe all the cicada success to you. You're the
Oh
greatest.
yes, thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
I just a
yeah,
small contribution to this community.
yeah.
That and endlessly profiling things. It's my claim to fame. Oh man. So on Sunday morning, I had I don't know why my ADD. I have to over explain everything, but since I have a podcast, it's tough shit. You're gonna listen.
We're here.
Saturday, Saturday nights are typically mine and Mrs. Echoblade, where we hang out and do our thing. And I end up going to bed earlier than I normally would, but I don't sleep very. I get like 4 to 6 hours a night. That's like my thing. So if I go to bed at 8, 9, 10, I'm getting up relatively soon after I fall asleep. So I end up historically getting up early on Sunday mornings. And I used to watch the show that ended, and I didn't have anything to watch on Sunday. So I come down here and I make my coffee, do my thing, and I lay on the beanbag and have the Jared time. And I turn on the old boob tube, and lo and behold, there is a Chuck Norris movie called Invasion USA,
Oh my
where
goodness.
Russians invade Florida with bazookas and cause all this mass hysteria.
This is the wrong premise
And
already.
yeah, it's like it was great. I mean, the Floridians were fighting back a little bit, but they were just outwitted by the crafty Russian guys. And bro, it was the most entertaining hour and something that I've ever had. I've had in a long time. Like, I watched those movies when I was a kid, but like seeing him as an adult now, he is seriously a badass.
So Jared, where can we find this show, this movie?
I don't know. I think
What
it
the
was
heck?
on. It was like on Stars or something like that. I don't know. It was just
Oh
on
my
cable.
goodness.
Yeah, it wasn't on Netflix or anything. It was just on regular TV. But it was great.
Yeah,
I
I
just
mean
hope that
it's
it
a
happens
flawed
next time I
premise
go over
already.
there.
It's a flawed premise. Nobody's invading Florida. There's no way, and Florida won't lose because we got a bunch of good old boys down here. So
That's
that's a
true.
flawed premise. Flawed premise. We don't
It's
need
only
Chuck
getting invaded by drugs,
Norris.
bath salts.
The square grouper.
Yeah,
We, we,
Square.
we got them square grouper
Uh,
down here. Oh
oh
man,
yeah,
that
good.
sounds like a great movie. I'm gonna have to look that up and give it a
You
shot.
have to watch it. Dude walks around with like those suspender holsters, but he's got two Uzis hanging from, from it. So he's like quick drawing Uzis that shoot like a bazillion rounds. The funniest thing ever was like he would like literally shoot probably like 1,000,000 rounds and like accurate as hell too. Like because Uzis are just made for accuracy. He's mowing down everybody. And then this one time he's like clearing a corner and he goes bzz, bzz, and then he drops and he reloads his magazine. I'm like, bro, you still have like 800,000 rounds left. Like, what are you doing? You trying to get accurate now, dude? It was fantastic, man. So Chuck Norris for the
Oh,
win, and those memes are all true because it's good stuff.
always Chuck Norris for the win.
Yeah, it's fucking good stuff. Um, so anyways, enough about my stupid stuff. What do you got like coming up? You got any new stuff you're working on? I think you got like a 3D printer or something not too long ago. You're messing around with that.
Yeah, I've been playing with 3D printer. So been keeping busy. Working on some new knife designs. Working on some new stuff for Housemade as well. So just kind of prototyping that stuff, and really that's why I got the 3D printer. Is it is I use it for rapid prototyping. We all know with knives you can get if you can do design work in CAD, um, even just slightly, and do a profile of a blade, you can have it water jet out. It's even greater when you have a 3D printer because you can do small changes, print one, and in 10 minutes you can have it in your hand, feel it, see what you think. Does anything need to change? And then you can make those changes and print another one. And so I use it a lot for that, being able to print something I've designed, see if I need to change any of the geometries, any of the angles, and then once I get that dialed in, then yeah, I can send them off, get some profiles, water jet, and same thing for stuff that I'm prototyping for Housemade. Some of the tooling stuff. I can print those, see where everything lands, and then if I like it, shoot that off to Send Cut Send or Knife Print or any of those, and have those cut out.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's like the intro cost into a 3D printer? I I don't need another thing to try
Yeah.
to geek out on, but I know
Yeah, I
there's
mean,
quite a few people that do.
you can get some cheap printers. I wound up getting the Bamboo P1P. I kind of wish I would have got the P1S because that has enclosure and some other stuff with it. But I got the P1P because we have at Housemade, we've had 4 of these for like, I don't know, we're going on like 2.5, 3 years. And we keep them in our warehouse in a dusty, dirty environment. There's some maintenance stuff that you got to do every once in a while. Some things, we've had some heat bed fail on us, but that's 4 printers and we print nonstop. I mean, we're pretty much printing like 18 hours a day on those and they just rock and roll. But like I said, some hot ends, some print beds, and little stuff that fails, but nothing big. And it's always really cheap to fix. They have their parts readily available. So I got that because I know that machine. I know it's a workhorse, and I have it set up in my garage. And like I said, I'll print stuff every once in a while. I do. I have been printing things for the shop. Just organizational stuff. Some. Um, like pegboard stuff. The little pegs don't really work out that great, but you can print little shelves and larger things that have a little more substance to them. Um, and I designed some little knife holders. So I have all my prototype knives that I've made over the years. I have my first couple knives I made, and then like the first mini albatross, the first full size albatross, the first like clipper, the first. I have each version of the thicker clipper that I've went through of different changes. I have the first ones of those, and I've had them all on a magnet board out in the shed, and I wanted to just I wanted something that I could set them on the wall and kind of just have them all up on the wall, and I couldn't really find anything that I wanted. So I got Infusion and did some CAD work and did a little design work and designed some little basic shelves that work great for what I need them to. So I was able to get those knives up on there. And yeah, just the 3D printers are a huge help for productivity in the shop and organization, as well as when you're prototyping things. Man, it's rapid prototyping. It's really incredible.
Hmm.
But
It,
the
it,
So
it
the
was like a
P1P to answer your question is like buy-in. The reason I got this, it's a workhorse and it's fast. It prints really fast. And I got it for Black Friday sale or end of the year sale. One of the, something was around then. And it was like right around $500.
okay.
Yeah.
That's a higher middle high end something like that.
Yeah. Something like that. They have the Bamboo X1, I think they're like one of their higher ends. And that's about a little over $1,000. So you can definitely spend some money. And this is actually capable of the AMS unit, which is their automated material systems, I believe. And so you can put 4 different spools in there and it recognizes what colors. You can tell it what colors are on each spool. So you can do multicolor prints. Yeah, super fast, super reliable. And it's been a really great tool to have.
How so? You say you can print like a knife profile in
Yeah.
like 10 minutes?
Yeah. Like a small EDC, something that's like in the 7-inch range. You can extrude it to 1/8 inch thick, and it'll take 10 to 15 minutes to print.
Oh,
And
that's
then
cool.
you've got it in hand. You can feel where we walked through that, right, with doing
Yeah,
some
yeah,
changing some profiles. This is like we as knife makers are used to tracing it out on paper,
yeah.
putting it down on a piece of steel, profiling it out. I can do that. And every once in a while, I still do that because I like doing it. And if I'm in my shop and you just get in the zone and you're like, I can just grind this out real quick instead of grabbing my computer and doing a design, it pops in your head. But whenever I'm sitting at the computer doing design work, yeah, I will design something, shoot it to the printer, and in 10 minutes, I have that thing in hand.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That's yeah.
get
Now
a
you got
3D
me.
printer, Jared.
Yeah, I probably will, but I'm
Dude,
gonna
then
hang
you
on.
won't have to Jared knives. You can 3D Jared knives.
I won't have to hand sand them; they'll be done.
Yeah, you're gonna have
That's
3D
great.
Jared knives.
I got to collab with somebody to make a Jarreter. The model. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
So yeah, I've been
So,
doing a little bit of that.
oh,
Yeah.
I don't want
What's
to
up?
cut you off, but I gotta. I think we'd be doing this whole thing a disservice if we didn't shout out our buddy John Ruff 38.
Go ahead, shout him out. What you got on John?
What's up, John? He reached out to me this weekend with, and I just want to thank you because I know you were behind it. But yeah, in the fashion of busting balls, yeah, he took me for about a 10-minute ride and a text message just to, womp womp womp. It was fantastic, but
Yeah,
John's an awesome dude, man, and I think I think I don't know, I think I got lost in the first one, but when we're at Blade Show, getting to meet the guys that hang out with you and help you at the table. One of the most enjoyable things for me is that drive. Well, other than I think 2 years in a row now, I've got to drive back
yeah,
with you guys from Atlanta to Florida, and
yeah. The 8-hour cannonball run.
yeah, and the first one I was still. I think we had Dennis was with us that time, but I was still like not really recognizing that it was that long of a drive. And
Yeah.
then when we were loading up, and I'm like, cool, like and you're like, nah, dude, we're not getting home till like midnight, 1 o'clock. I'm like, what the? This is you'd get jump in a car with some people you don't know, but man, that was a great trip, and I look forward to that all year. And again,
Yeah.
last trip was great. But yeah, man, I just wanted to give out my old John Ruff 38 a shout out because
So
the
he definitely got you. It was pretty good.
yeah, it was good. It was good. And at the end, he gave me a nice little compliment, but he definitely took me for a ride there. So I
Jared was
had to do
throwing
it.
some stuff for a hot minute.
Yeah, I was a little pissed off. Yeah, it was seriously an emotional little trip because the way he set it up was like, oh, is he trying to get me to make it, I'm like, I don't know how to tell him it's going to take 5 years, but
Yeah. No, you could profile one pretty fast for him.
yeah. I'm like, talk to me next year. I'll probably be better.
Do you want one made or do you want one profiled?
Yeah. Do you want to use it? Like, I want to finish my website like everything else is not finished. Click the finish button for. Oh yeah, that's great. Oh, and I don't know if you do know, but I think it was a few months back. I ended up buying a needler.
How do you like it?
Well, my dumbass didn't buy the actual attachment to like the air
The
gun.
needles?
No, I bought the needles. I didn't buy the actual. I thought it was in a whole unit, but apparently it was just. That's why it was so cheap. I was going for the Tyrell method of buying tools. Yeah, I would exactly like the shaker, the workout thing.
You thought it was a shake weight?
Yeah, shake. Oh man, yeah. But that's.
People hate this episode. It's just
Oh,
you
I
and I
know they don't
laughing
get
at
it.
each
Yeah,
other.
they don't get it. But yeah, basically, if I wanted to needle anything, put some texture on some steel, I would have had to shake weight. Which I am a professional, but it still wasn't kind of getting the look. But so
You got to do
just
a
today, actually,
little more
just
than
today, I
credit.
was actually looking at. I had to get some other things on Amazon, and I remembered that, so I ordered that. That's going to come. So, um, yeah, I'm stoked about that. And I forgot while I was saying I did wrap up the a paring knife that I was making with one of our sponsors, Rock Solid Skills Grip Tech.
Nice.
Finally went through the process, got it in the sandblasting cabinet. Dude, I'm digging it, and I know that you have some experience working with that material too. And I think you recommended it to me. I think actually we hunted it down
Yeah.
at Blade Show.
Yeah, we went for a walk and we hunted Matt down and snagged some at Blade Show.
Yeah. So if you're looking for some different and unique kind of knife scales or handle material, make sure you go check out Rock Solid Steels. They got Grip Tech, among other things, and you can use the discount code T10 for 10% off your next purchase with Matt at Rock Solid Steels. So go give that a whirl.
Do it.
Super easy to finish, like
Yep. Yeah, it's
beyond easy.
pretty wild, right?
It's
Just
a mind
do
blowing, completely opposite from my normal process
yeah.
of taking things to a high finish and buffing and doing the whole thing for a crazy shine, to just stop at 220 or 400. I think I took it to 400,
Yeah.
and then blast it out, and which is cool because I used I belt finished this knife and
Mhm.
sandblasted it too, so it looks great. All I gotta do is um, use my favorite finishing stuff on knives. That's Pelican paste. So I'm gonna take the Pelican oil
Mhm.
and put that stuff all over, and a little bit of soft wax probably,
Yeah.
and do that. So, but if you're in the need for some premium wax for finishing a multitude of things in your knife making process, from leather to steel to handle material, make sure you go check out Travis Haynes at Pelican Paste. They got hard wax, soft wax, Pelican oil, hand solve, gritty soap, and all kinds of stuff. So make sure you go check that out and use the discount code T10 for 10% off that purchase as well. So you can get a bunch of 10% off with all these amazing sponsors that we have.
You got all the sponsors.
We're
You're so
sponsors.
lucky.
No, yeah, we are. I truly humbled by the participation and support these guys show us. Amazing products, great people. All the majority, besides I think Coy, who has turned his thing into a full-time gig. All these guys are just have a regular gig and do
Mhm.
this on. Oh, actually no, Matt just went full-time um with Rock Solid just recently as well. So either they're hustling on the side trying to get these products out to the community, following their passion, or they turn it into a full-time gig. So
Yeah,
uh
nice.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I want to say something about Matt Rock Solid. So we talked about those things, the way they finish incredible. One of the things that I've always had a hard time with, again, because I do production stuff, so I look for large batches, instead of just one-off handle
Yeah.
slabs. You can get the grip tech, you can get his other stuff in full sheets. So you can get like big sheets of that stuff, which is killer. So if you're looking for more than just a scale's worth, you can grab a big sheet of the grip tech from Matt, and that is where you're going to get a ton of savings as well. Grabbing those sheets and be able to do a whole batch of knives with some grip tech.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah,
I've been seeing too that you can catch a deal too on every now and again he'll throw up something that's got like a minor blam on one of those sheets, and you can catch a
yeah,
really good deal on a lot of good material. So that's a good point. Appreciate you
yep.
bringing that up.
Yeah, I'm always looking for sheets of material.
Yeah, I have a million one-offs for all this custom shit I never finish. But yeah. So what else you got going on? Anything coming up? You're into the I'm brain farting here. Help me, Brent. That's not helping me.
Um, yeah, no, I mean, just kind of getting into trying to stay in the flow of being on task and staying organized. Whether that be just the shop organized or my own thoughts, being written down and being able to crank out. Because, man, we're starting to Blade Show Atlanta's right around the corner, man. So starting to get into that season of prepping for that and making to have inventory for Blade Show. So yeah, keeping up
You
with
gonna
that.
come up? Are you trying to get something new this year to debut there?
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to have anything new there. Um, I'm getting a booth this year, so I have a booth this year.
Oh, that's
So
big.
that's going to be a little bit of a change. So trying to figure out what that's going to look like. So I did get that. Um, mainly, I was in a table that I really liked the location, and I had good neighbors and all that stuff, which is key. You know that you get around somebody that gets a little pushy or a little grumpy, and it's no fun. But all the people around us were great, but just needed to get a little breathing room, a little space for all my stuff. I bring a big cooler and have monsters every day, so tend to. Then I have boxes of shirts and boxes of the knives. So yeah, it gets a little crowded, gets a little cramped.
Yeah.
So the booth is going to be a big upgrade. So I'm kind of figuring out what that's going to look like from just the booth setup side of things, uh, and so we'll see if I have some new models on the back burner. I just don't know if I'm going to have them in time for Blade Show
Gotcha.
because I still need to crank out the the good stuff, the thicker
The tried and
clippers and
true. Yeah.
the clippers. There's I still love making those. They still sell well, and I don't foresee that stopping. I just see it growing, and being able to sell more of those. So the clippers, the thicker clippers, the Tantos, the Albatross, all those things. Just trying to keep up production on those, keep those in stock.
Nice.
Cicadas as well. Got some cicadas rolling out. I actually just did I wanted to play around with the blade shape a little, so I did a sheep's foot one
Oh,
in
nice.
this last batch that I dropped, and I think I'm gonna do more of the sheep's foot probably. See how this one sells, and but I really like the blade profile on it, like the way it turned out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. I did want to talk real quick too. I just wanted to give a shout out to the Fire and Steel podcast. They got some big, not big news, but they got some news this week where they added our buddy Chris Powell to their show, and now they're a threesome. So
Mm.
I talk to Toby pretty regularly, and we're always going back and forth. And over the past couple weeks, we've been just getting into the whole, you know, after my cruise, I was kind of like really for us, like it's just this is where we live, America, but like on that cruise, it was like split half and half with like half Americans and then half others. And I caught an episode where their owner was going off about how dumb we are and blah 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 blah. But he was I fucking totally lost it. Totally lost it. It's gone into the ether. Sayonara. But anyways, Chris gives a very good. I listened to about almost all of it the episode this morning, and Chris gives a good old fashioned American representation there. I appreciate it, buddy. So shout out to them. And if you're not checking
Yeah.
out that podcast, you got to go give them a whirl now that you can understand somebody. Oh, that's what it was. He was like, because half the people can't understand what owner's saying, and they don't know the difference between him and I. So we figured we'd get somebody else in here that somebody can understand. So,
Uh,
yeah, that was
yeah, it's
it.
a good ad.
Yeah, it is. Chris is a good dude. Sharp as
Yeah,
fuck. Does awesome stuff. The way he trolls the world is just
incredible.
yeah, it is incredible. That's well put. I love that stuff. So
Yeah, good.
yeah. So who do you got for a maker spotlight?
Oh man, Maker Spotlight. I there's definitely a few standouts, but I got one guy. His name is Matt, and his Instagram is Sojourner_knives. He's been around for a little while. He's been a follower of mine. He started making knives just recently and started the Sojourner Knives Instagram. And man, he's putting out some good stuff. I know that sounds like a surprise, but for somebody that's fairly new to it, he's like all of us, right? Starting on a 1x30 grinder, just rocking and rolling, and he's got some good profiles. If you scroll through his page, he's got some of his designs up, and he's got a couple that he's just freshly made, and they're super clean. She's turned out great, all that stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to highlight Sojourner Knives.
Yeah.
You checking
Yeah,
them
that's
out?
cool. Yeah, that's cool. That's SOJOURNER_knives. And he's currently got, am I reading there? 14 posts and 30 followers?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's definitely worthy of getting more followers there, because
Absolutely. I'm
I'm
tagging
looking
right
forward to
now.
see what he ramps up to do, because, like I said, he had another, I forget what his other Instagram was, personal Instagram, and he just started Sojourner Knives. So
Yeah, that's cool,
um,
man. Just the whole evolution origin of a maker and watching them progress is super awesome, man. With the one
yeah,
by 30, I'm seeing the
yep,
old etching. He has a looks. I don't know if he made that because it looks like the one that I made from Red. Yeah, it is. That's the one. He did the same build I did for his etching machine from Redbeard, who credits somebody else. I can't think of the name of the guy there. But yeah, that's really cool. That's a good one.
yeah, good.
Yeah, so go
Thought you
check them out. Sojourner_knives. Go give them follow and show them some love.
There you go.
Cool.
How about
Yeah.
you, man? What do you got for a spotlight?
Man, this one should have been done a long time ago. I got our buddy Steve Kalb over at Kalb Ironworks. That's Kalb, KALB Ironworks, all one word. He's got 2,438 followers. And on top of being one of the absolute coolest dudes in this world,
Mm-hmm.
just an absolute stellar guy. He is a freaking amazing blacksmith.
Yep.
And probably the I don't know how to even say it, because when we were at the Correction State Park on the Foundry, when we went over there to do the old the cold forge
Yeah.
stuff, and we made the snakes, the way he teaches is just like it's so awesome.
It
And
he it shows that he's passionate about blacksmithing and educating people with blacksmithing. When you watch him, it's incredible.
yeah, and it's super encouraging. Like you're
Yeah.
never, no matter if you fuck something up or if you're not, like you're gonna hear some positive reinforcement and some encouragement on the way he's teaching you, and even if he needs to take the hammer from you or whatnot, like it's super. He's so cool about the way he goes
Yeah.
about everything, but he just does some bitching ass stuff, and on top of that, while I was getting ready, prepping for the Super Bowl, I did use my Steve Kalb steak turner that he made me,
Yeah.
and I got to put some content out on that. That is like one of my prized possessions there, and I do have to thank you because I actually was a little envious little bitch when I saw you doing that around like 4th of July. And I actually was like, Steve, please tell me you don't love Brent more than me, because I don't know if I could take that. But he's such an awesome dude. He freaking banged one out and sent it over to me. It is absolutely one of my most prized possessions right now, and it gets used every time I'm flipping steaks. So, yeah, make
Yes.
sure you go check
Steve,
out
and he's
Steve.
awesome.
Yeah, he's the best, dude. Steve Calb at Calb Ironworks on Instagram.
Yeah, I want to just talk about Steve for a minute longer here.
Sure.
So I get the pleasure of working with him as well. He works with us part-time at Housemaid. So being able to work with him, he is the most gentle, sweetest guy in the world. And
Sweetheart.
on top of
Yes.
that, so he blacksmiths and he loves doing decorative, ornamental, gates. And then he loves making like whimsical dragons and all kinds of cool stuff. And he does this all at a local state park called the Koreshan State Park. And my wife and I got the opportunity this past weekend. They had a deal at the park where it was like night of lights, so they lit the place up and they had all the old generators, like diesel generators, running that they would have had back in like the early 1900s. And Steve was there running their blacksmith, their smithy that they have there. And I got to stand back a little bit. He didn't know I was there, and just watch him do his thing and teach people and educate them on what blacksmithing is and what kind of things you can make. And just again, his passion for that. It just reminded me of the first time I met Steve, when we were over there. I'd met him before, but not really hung out with him. And seeing how he like gently teaches and instructs and encourages, and watching him do that with groups of adults and groups of children that were standing there, it just was like, man, this is why, one of the reasons we love Steve. He's just such an incredible guy and passionate about blacksmithing. And so I just wanted to brag on him for a minute because I got to see that again, and it just reminded me of that. And also, did you see the giant bellows that he just got?
Yes, I'm looking at it right now.
Dude, I saw that thing in person today. It is freaking giant. It's like 5 feet long.
Yeah, this video is not doing it. Oh yeah, it's sitting next to a car.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah,
He's
that
gonna
thing's badass.
so he's gonna restore that thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Super cool. So,
Yeah,
anyways, love
I
you,
did
Steve.
see. Yeah, same. Love you too, bud. That's some good stuff, man. So yeah, that's our maker
That's a
spotlight
good
today.
highlight, man.
Yeah, and then if you're interested in blacksmithing or bladesmithing, if you don't already have one, you need to go check out Two Basterds Hammer, Smithy, Two Basterds Smithy and Supply. Frank and Nita will get you hooked up with the fat peen, any kind of peen you want. Like I said, you get mean when you got the fat peen on the scene, because that is mine and Denis, our go-to hammers when we're getting busy and forging. We just use the shit out of them. We had like, I don't know, like four different peens all kind of in some kind of peen party. It was pretty naughty and cool all at the same time. But yeah, get a straight peen, cross peen, diagonal peen, whatever you need. Go check out Frank and Nita at Two Basterds Hammer or Smithy and Supply, because you know what I always say, Brent.
You like to cradle the peen?
Yeah, after that.
Ain't it grand to have a fat peen in your hand?
There you go. There you go. I'll tell you what, man. Every time the times that I haven't been on the show and I've heard all the guest hosts say that, man, it fills me with a happiness that only a fat bean can.
It tickles your peen.
It tickles my feet. It's so good. Oh man. Well, buddy, I don't know what else. Is there anything, any
Man,
shameless promotions, anything else you want to get into?
I don't know, man. I've been pretty shameless this whole podcast. So,
You have been.
yeah,
Where can we
well,
find you at though?
baldmanknifeandtool.com, Baldman Knife and Tool on Instagram, Baldman Knife and Tool on Facebook, on X, on Threads, on whatever, TikTok, if you still have TikTok and didn't delete it. I'm there.
Yeah, TikTok's awesome. I don't know what you're doing.
Baldman Knife and Tool. Well, when they banned it for a hot minute, if you deleted it, you can't get it back.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So some people deleted it and they can't download it unless they get like a VPN and go through all this stuff.
Oh shit, that's crazy. I had
Yeah.
no idea that was happening.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing I don't pay attention to things. So I was actually on a cruise ship and with no internet when that happened. So
There
I've
you
never
go.
really felt the effects there.
No.
Right on. Well, I think that's pretty much it, man. I really appreciate you. Thank you for filling in for tag along. Who won't be
Man,
tagging along to Texas? That's so awesome.
I'm super grateful you had me on, and even though I'm not your type, it was great to be able to be on here.
I do have to say, hey, credit due where credit is due. And Brent is coined the term tag along 100%. So thank you for all the enjoyment that name has caused, buddy. But I love you, man. Thank you so much for coming on. And I think that is going to do it for you all.
Love you too, man. Peace.
That's a wrap. I don't know what happened to the theme.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Mm.